Why? Why don't you like pickles?
I don't know.
No.
Pickles are tasty.
We don't have pickles in Greenwich, no.
They're
I'm just
delicious.
trying to get my mouth functional again after what I just put into it.
That's a great ice.
You must say that to all the guys, don't you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
This is the podcast streaming in your ear about comedy, concerts, and beer. Pilsners, lagers, and IPAs. Liquid courage get to take the stage. Backstage pass, got you feeling right. And everyone's welcome like an open mic. Getting drunk, waiting for the last man to fall. When it's time to take a shot, we yell cannonball. Jokes got you smiling from ear to ear. Our beverage of choice is beer, man, beer. Get back and relax while the beer foam settles. Now here's your hosts, Johnny Benson and Keg Kettles.
Go ahead, you can beer.
Was I supposed to join in?
Yeah, join in.
Beer.
This is your second time here. You should have known this already.
You know the
Right.
show, right? Beer. It's Beer Man Beer, the podcast streaming in your ear about comedy, concerts, and beer. I'm Johnny Benson,
I'm Keg Kettles.
and welcome to our 100th episode. Not the
Oh,
whole.
whoa.
100th episode.
100th episode.
100th episode, yeah. What did I say?
I'm just like,
He
wow.
said 100th episode.
I know, and I'm wowed by that.
100th episode. Not the one we planned, but the one that...
But listen, the fact that we made it to 100,
we made it to 100.
not a lot of people get to 100, man.
Not too many. Not too many.
Yeah, they die off at like
Some end up
80.
in podcast purgatory and just sit in iTunes forever. And no one... It's like, what happened to that one?
100 episodes.
But we're still here. We're still here. Started December of 2018. Made it through the pandemic.
Made it through my pandemic.
Made it through your pandemic. And we have some beer from one of our favorite home brewers. And we have one of our favorite guests returning to the show.
Oh,
Straight out of
way,
California.
All the way from Los Angeles.
that's right. Not originally.
That's it.
But
Star of the
Straight out of Compton.
Star of the silver screen. Star of
Oh.
podcasting. She has her own podcast.
Award winner, don't forget. the
Award winner. Yes, award winner. She's great. We love her. She's here. Genevieve Catfight Joy is back.
hello.
Welcome back to the Beer
I'm
Man Beer
very
Studio.
excited to be here for this momentous occasion, the centennial.
Awesome to share it with you
Right?
and this delicious beer we're going to have.
Excited
Did you
about
really
the beer
think we'd
too.
get to 100? Sorry.
Yeah, I think we would have.
Yeah, you think so?
I never doubted you.
I have more faith in us than you would imagine.
You know, I started my podcast around the same time, and I'm only at 50.
Well, you're a slacker. But but yeah, Just Genevieve is available wherever podcasts are found.
Check
You
her
her out. Also, hey, Cake saw you in the movies. What movie were you in?
Movies, plural?
In the movie.
Movie.
What movie?
Movie.
You watched a movie and there was Genevieve.
See, I saw the movie, but not the movie that we were talking about
no,
before.
not the one we talked about in the last
Right,
episode.
there are other movies. But did you see it by accident, or did you go looking for
I
it?
think you saw it by accident.
Really?
Well, I was watching a movie, and I was like, whoa, look at
Oh,
that.
shit!
Oh,
We
yeah,
know her.
That is what I meant by accident. I mean, you didn't go
Yes.
looking for it.
I didn't
being
go
like,
looking
this
for
is
it,
the
no.
one.
No.
So was that a nice surprise?
It was a nice surprise.
What movie was that?
It's called Mother's Day.
That's why we didn't see it.
right. It's for girls.
It's a chick flick.
Oh.
Chick flick. You were you were in the chick flick.
Time out. I thought it was a good movie.
It was a good movie. All right.
I'm
It
not
was a
chick.
good movie.
Who was in the movie?
It's not a. I mean, would you consider that a chick flick?
I would. Because it's a romantic comedy about mothers. I mean, what else do you want if you're a chick?
That's a lifetime for me. That's
That was what Jason Sudeikis was in it as well, right?
Yes, he was the guy.
He was the guy.
He was. How does Jason Sudeikis get to be the guy?
He's
Ted
a-
Kettles, you should be the guy.
Sometimes I am the guy.
I feel like Jason Sudeikis. What I'm about to say is very bold, and I may get my head knocked off for this by myself. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to complete the sentence. But I feel
Hey, listen,
like
we can complete the sentence for you.
I feel like Jason Sudeikis is almost like a modern day Tom Hanks type. Like he's that average guy who's approachable, attainable, likable. I'm not saying he's Tom Hanks, but I think
We don't like. Oh, hold on.
you don't
I
like
don't
Tom
like Tom
Hanks.
Hanks. No.
Okay, well, what Tom Hanks stood for is being he's the new guy who's taken over that.
I can see that. I really like the movie Hall Pass.
Hall Pass is a great movie.
Hall Pass was great.
Why don't you like Tom Hanks?
Uh-oh.
Let's not get into it.
All right, we can leave it.
Because then his mother's going to beat me up for things that I say about Tom Hanks.
All
Because,
right, well, we can't have that.
Thank you, Mom, for listening to the show.
Because Mrs. B loves Tom Hanks.
Because all women love Tom Hanks.
You love Tom Hanks.
Of course I do. It's
All right.
unavoidable.
All right.
All right.
All right, moving on.
Well, we're going to have some beer. Why don't we have some beer while we... Did you get to hang out with any of those celebrities when you were making the movie? Or?
A little bit. I mean, I worked with Jack Whitehall, so that was kind of cool.
I don't know who that is.
Well, Well, I wasn't in scenes with everybody, so if you're not on screen with them, you don't really see them until later at the premiere or at the screenings and stuff. But I was in Edinburgh in 2009, and I saw a whole bunch of comics on this show, and there was this one guy that really stood out for me, and I thought he was so phenomenal. And I remembered his name, and I attempted to friend him on Facebook, and he rejected me, and then I forgot about it. And then I go to make this movie, and I get my schedule, and I see next to my name, Jack Whitehall, and I'm like, why do I know that name? And he was the guy that I had seen in that tent years prior in Edinburgh, so that was kind of exciting.
Great.
I knew he was going to be a star then. That's what I'm trying to say.
And he rejected you?
On Facebook, yeah.
Oh my
And then I
goodness.
told him about it when we were working together. I was like, I saw you in 2009, and he's like, you had that sweat box. I'm like, I was there, and you rejected my friendship. And he's like, I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't have done that.
How about that, man?
And now we're friends.
And then you had a laugh.
And we had a laugh. And
Beautiful story.
yeah, it's not that great.
Hey, I took a trip to Barkhamsted yesterday.
You went to the Barkhamsted, did
Yeah,
you?
and you know who's up in Barkhamsted.
I do.
Who's there?
That would be Pete.
Pete.
Was Steve there?
Steve was there.
Steve was there?
All the cool kids were there, man.
Oh.
Sarah was there.
I was going to say, how about Sarah?
Yep, the whole crew.
That would be from the Black Helmet Brewing.
Black Helmet Brewing, as I see the tacker right above your head.
Is
Yeah.
Barkhamsted a town?
That's a town where there's bears and trees
Yes.
and delicious beer.
And we did see a bear.
Oh. Woo! That was well timed.
Dude, that's stuck in my ceiling. What
Did you
did
mean
Pete
to do
put in
that?
that?
I don't know. I think a little carbonation, I guess. But
Whoa.
now, if we last time Genevieve was here, the beer exploded all over our equipment. But this time, all we had was a loud noise.
Dude, hold on. Let's get that out of my ceiling. That is insane. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you,
That was
Pete.
intense.
I tell you what, this is the blood orange wheat from Black Helmet Brewing, and we're gonna try it out. Let me
Dude,
give you
I've
a
never
pour here.
seen that shoot off like that before.
That was amazing. I don't even know where did it land anywhere.
It's in my ceiling.
All right, it's in the ceiling. All right, I'm gonna pour some beer for us.
All right, so while you're pouring the beer, I'm going to talk about your sauce. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Now, you had dropped off some sauce to me. And
I made sauce.
I'm
I'm
talking
excited to try
about
this.
some
Give me a cup.
some tomato sauce.
tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce. You know,
Spaghetti sauce.
Italian sauce made by a Polak. You know.
Well, I will tell you this. Julie and I, we had basically like, I don't want to say like a panini with meatballs and a side salad as well. Dude, absolutely just perfect.
Really,
Sauce was so good.
really. I was scared because they're like,
so we had cooked the meatballs that she had made, and we dropped it into the sauce and let that cook and just simmer. And the taste of your sauce was so good. And this sounds really dirty, doesn't it? Talking about your sauce, like
my
that.
sauce in your balls.
So I noticed that you had ribs in there.
Yes.
So the next day, we took the ribs and we shredded them and put it on pizza along with the meatballs and your sauce.
Great googly moogly.
And I have some in the
Ooh.
refrigerator, so we're going to have some pizza later on.
All right.
That's
with
exciting.
Try it on the show.
shredded rib and meatballs.
Cool. You cool with that, Genevieve?
Dude,
right?
your
I'm a
sauce,
vegan.
Really?
That's a joke.
I love it.
I looked at
You
that
got
like,
me.
There's no way.
You got me. I was like, we were so close to just ending this right now.
So now,
Pull that Sharon Simon
this
shit.
is what
with
I
me.
think. We need to reach out to Jamie Josta
Yep.
from Hatebreed because he has Josta pasta.
Oh.
So Josta pasta
With some
and
beer
your,
man,
and
beer
your
sauce.
meat
What does Josta pasta mean?
All right.
Well, Jamie Josta
Oh,
is
I
the lead
see.
singer from Hatebreed,
Okay.
and he has a line of pasta.
I get it now.
So
Josta pasta.
your sauce and his pasta.
Well, you got to give your sauce a cool name.
Yeah, man.
Right.
We got to come up with something. We got to talk to Justin.
Well, we can't
about
think
this.
unless we have some beers.
Let's go.
So look at this. Looks amazing, right?
It does
This
look
is so
amazing.
golden.
Beer number 1. This looks like a lemonade beer.
Going
Let's
for
try it.
a sniff of them notes.
Ooh, that smells good.
What, Genevieve?
I didn't even taste it yet. I'm just
Wow.
admiring the.
Her eyes are crossed, and
I like it.
thank God.
I like it a lot. This
All-
is not like the time we tasted some beer. And what did I say? It tasted
You
like
said
the
you-
bottom of a fish tank.
You did say that,
This is not the case.
and we edited that out of
And
the
you
show,
cut
but
it
we're
out.
leaving it in this time.
What beer was that?
No, you
wow,
don't
come
want
on.
to say
We don't
because
want to say 'cause we
you
cut it out
of
last
the
time.
show because you didn't want to upset the beer maker. They might be listening. No, but this tastes like the opposite of the bottom of a fish tank.
All right,
This could be the top of a fish tank.
I gotta tell you,
That was so long ago, man. Come on. All right, we'll talk about it.
I was Pete. All Pete asked for was honesty, and I said I got one of our biggest beer critics who does not hold back. Come and drink your beer, and I saw. I didn't know if the face was a serious. I like this beer, or I'm confused look, but you
No, it was
enjoy the beer.
confused because
This is
I was
solid.
taking it in, and I'm basic. I'm like these fancy beers that everybody likes. A lot of times, I'm like, should I let them know it's terrible? And then I was like, wait a minute, this is actually delicious.
Yeah, man, Pete, man, this was fermented over months in blood orange, and it's delicious. I might have drank about 6 pints of this yesterday afternoon.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was me. I was just looking at because you had texted me yesterday with some of the
information on the
it.
beer, on the
Now
beer.
this comes in at 5.1% ABV.
What does that mean?
That's alcohol. volume.
Alcohol by volume. Yeah.
Does that mean I'm about to get super messed up?
No. If it was
No.
way more, if it was like a 9 or above, then you'd be in trouble.
Okay.
This is a nice. I don't
Middle
know.
of the
You're kind
road.
of hanging out, watching the sunset, drinking one of these beers, or 3 of them, or 4 of them, whichever.
I feel like there should be a sunset.
Whatever
involved.
gets you.
Plus,
We did
this is
this
made
wrong.
by volunteer firemen, people who volunteer to run in while everybody else is running out.
Oh, now I'm really happy I like it.
Is
I
that
would
hot?
feel like shit if it tasted terrible.
Does a guy in a uniform make you moist or what?
Easy. Take it down a notch. We're not there yet. Right.
Are we close?
Genevieve doesn't hold back. That's why we like having her on the show.
I would drink this again on my own time.
Oh, we got more.
Oh, we got
a lot more. Yeah.
Look
Great.
at that.
Plus,
Nice.
all the beer yesterday kicked with about 17 people.
17 people.
That shows you how good the beer
All right.
was.
So did you make any connections up there or what?
I said howdy to everybody.
All right. So anybody that
Well, they
could
know-
be influential.
They know about the podcast.
So I can't buy this again, right?
No, you got to wait for Pete to make it again.
But we can maybe send you.
But we could convince Pete to make more. And then
I'd be on board with
then
that.
We could send it to you.
What I really wanted to taste was his gold medal beer.
Yes, that went real quick.
And what was that?
That was the Oktoberfest,
Oktoberfest.
and which was amazing. But I still think the blood orange was the star of the show.
This blood orange is solid.
in my,
This is definitely the best beer I've had on this show so far, I think.
I appreciate that, man.
Can you give me some more?
You sure can. Hold out more beer. Pour a little more. Don't forget, everybody listening, nothing's changed. If you see us at a concert, and
Oh,
you,
you're bringing it back. Huh?
and you say the words "beer man beer," we will buy you a beer. You got some.
I'm still working, but
When was the last time we said that?
It's been a while.
when was the last
very
time
long.
either of you were at a concert?
We were just at one.
What was it?
We went to see Under Oath and Spirit Box at the Wallingford Oakdale.
What do you know about Spirit Box?
I don't.
Okay, either do I.
All right. Spirit Box, what would you consider them? Is it kind of emo-ish, kind of almost metal?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know, screamcore. I don't know.
All right.
It's such a strange. Yeah, I'd probably go with emo. There was a lot of emo chicks. And
Yeah,
people
everybody.
there.
It looked like
Sure.
Hot Topic had a convention,
Oh, wonderful.
and
Yeah.
I really like the band. The lead singer, they're young. They're from Canada, and the lead singer her voice range goes from like trained opera to burp metal.
I like that, though.
Ooh,
I think
burp
that's
metal.
cool.
Yeah, so it's like
Burp
she'll be like,
metal.
"Ooh," and, you know, she growls, and she could also hit the high notes. So it's all over the place. And
Yeah, she falls in lines like Ginger.
Yes.
You ever see Ginger?
I've seen Ginger. That's maybe it's a style
Straight
or a
line
trend
stitch.
now. You know? And we saw some beer family when we were there. We
did.
Our friends from Alvarium were there. And
We saw Sour Slayer.
Yes, yep.
Cherokee.
Yep, the fine folks of Alvarium.
Is that a place?
That is a
Alvarium
beer,
is, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is a
there's-
brewery.
There's stickers somewhere.
One of the
too.
many breweries in Connecticut, because there's over 100 of them, Genevieve.
And they brew with
So
honey.
left out.
I
They brew
know.
with honey.
Honey.
Are there some craft breweries in L.A. that you
Oh,
check
yeah,
out?
look at that right there. Alvarium.
Not to my knowledge.
No, you're not
What do
into
people?
that,
No, I don't think so.
It's just places for salad and mimosa, and that's it.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, it's Shower Beer
Kombucha?
Billy. Say that 5 times.
Shower Beer Billy?
Shower beer,
Yeah.
Billy.
Yeah.
That was the crew we hung out with?
Yes, it is.
Well, shout out to Alvarium. Good beer. They're going to be on the show, too, soon.
Yeah, we got to talk to them.
No doubt. We'll be at April Sour's recording.
Dude, I can't wait.
We're going to be live at April Sour's.
We're going to be giving out swag.
One of these days, we got to get Genevieve Catfight Joy at one of the beer festivals in Connecticut.
We're going to be giving away a
100%.
growler, too.
You bring this stuff, I'm definitely there.
This is so good.
So good.
It goes down like
You're
a
right.
soda, man.
This is nice. Nice and smooth and clean.
Oh, it's delicious.
You could follow Black Helmet Brewing Company on Instagram. And if you want to try some of their beers,
They on
them.
Facebook?
I don't know.
I don't know. Pete, get a Facebook.
Definitely Instagram. You could definitely send Pete a message, and he will find a way of getting you some of his delicious beer.
I'm waiting for the day they open up a tap room.
Oh, man. I think he's got it in his living room.
Yeah, but he can only have a certain amount of people in that living room.
I know.
It's a mighty good living room, by the way.
That's beautiful, beautiful home. He just made a beautiful deck with a nice fire pit.
I forgot all about that, yeah.
Oh, man. And you know what? I talked to Pete, and Pete's going to come back on the show after we go to the Kiss concert.
You're going to a Kiss concert?
Kiss is coming in May, and Pete will be there.
When
Sarah will be there.
when in May?
That is May 14th.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, Kegs. Where are you going to be?
Gonna go.
Can't go?
Ooh.
Genevieve, you want to go to a Kiss concert?
Totally.
Ooh.
What do you have
Where are you
going
gonna
on
be,
May
Kate Kettles?
14th?
I can't tell you.
You're going to be away?
Yeah.
I understand. All right. Enough of our bullshit. What's
That's a
going on with
downer.
Genevieve?
Oh, I don't know.
What
I
have
look
you been
on
up
here-
to since we come back? Now, we try to keep up with your podcast,
Yeah.
and you're kind of dating different dudes that you're...
It's not going well.
It's not going well.
With any of them.
Every one
Why?
of them.
Oh, they're terrible.
They all have a different nickname.
Yeah.
There's Meat Hooks.
There's Meat Hooks.
Cross-Eyed Thor.
Cross-eyed Thor.
And
Oh, yeah, Cross-Eyed Thor. I know, yeah.
yeah. So what can you tell us about these guys? What intrigues you about them, and what makes it not work?
Oh, goodness. Well, both of these guys, Meat Hooks and Cross-eyed Thor, I met both of them on an app called Bumble. Meat Hooks was the first guy I ever met on an app.
Now,
Yeah.
explain to us what Bumble is.
It's a. Do you not know what it is?
I kind of do. Bumble is the where,
So you match each other, and
but the girls can
the
swipe.
girls have to initiate
Yeah,
conversation.
so guys, yeah, it works. I think
So,
it makes sense.
well, the idea is that it stops the men from being creepy, but it doesn't, actually. They can still be creepy. They just have to be invited to be creepy first.
Gotcha.
What?
I'm learning.
You're like, no, I mean, like, all right, so I met a guy on Bumble recently. We connected. We haven't gone out yet, and he has my number, and I get this text from him the other morning.
So hold on.
Yeah.
So he has your number, but you haven't met him yet.
No, because you're communicating on the app, and then it's like, okay, do you want to take my number? Because you don't get notifications on the app, and it's like, so you exchange numbers, and then you make plans. I suppose you could do it all on the app, but I gave him my number, which now is proving to have been a mistake, because I get this message in the morning that goes, was thinking about you last night, but I did good and didn't text. And I said, what were you thinking? And he says, some of the thoughts were clean, but mostly dirty. So I said, I've never met you, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Right? How bizarre! How
What am
bizarre!
I supposed to say?
I don't know.
But I mean, they must work with people. Like, what? Oh, thank you. Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't. Where was he anticipating this conversation going? And then he goes, "I'm just being honest." And I said, "No, you're just being creepy. Goodbye." So I don't plan on meeting him now.
All right. So my question, I guess,
Yeah.
is, did you post a picture of yourself on this Bumble site?
You got it right.
You have to, yeah.
Okay, so what kind of picture did you post?
A regular picture.
Did you put the picture of you screaming in the microphone that we have hanging on the wall?
No, that's not on.
Because
there.
that one I think would score you up. Definitely the right guy.
Now, what do you think about that coming up the stairway and seeing that picture first
That was
thing?
thrilling. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Yeah, you are hanging up on the Beer Man Beer.
That's pretty
studio
awesome
wall.
being right on the wall like that. I like it. And right up front and center, like
Front and
first
center,
thing
right?
you
The
see.
first thing you see, you don't even see Beer Man Beer. You see just Genevieve when you walk in.
Yeah,
That is very exciting.
it's product
No,
placement.
I don't. Do you know that product placement is my job?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Wow.
So you're the one who puts Walmart in the Spider-Man movies and stuff like that.
Not
right?
Walmart, but things like that. Yes, that's and I've been doing that for the last couple years. Well, not even year and a half or so. Yeah, I'm the marketing. What's my fucking title?
Oh Jesus!
Marketing
Think while you drink.
director of a product placement agency.
Wow, they
in
gave
Los
you a
Angeles.
director title, huh?
Yeah,
Wow,
right.
that's awesome.
I have business cards and everything, and an office,
In an office?
a whole
Office,
office
fuck.
just for me.
Wow, how big is it?
It's big. It's got cheetah print rug and a big fancy desk and my own phone. It's
Cheetah
awesome.
print rug. That's some bound chicka bound rug right there.
Man, is it fuzzy?
So I reach out to all the companies and I'm like, hey, we got this movie going on. We need some chocolate syrup or backpacks or whatnot. You want us to put yours in it? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, give me all your money. And then they're like, how do we proceed? I'm like, my Venmo is. And then they laugh. That's my standard line.
And then they laugh.
Or they'll be like, can you send me more information? I'm like, you don't want to just cash at me personally? And they'll be like, what? I'm like, that's a joke. Oh.
So how much is it for like Hershey's maple syrup to get in like a movie?
Well, does Hershey's maple syrup want to be in a movie, or does Hershey maple syrup want to be in all the movies?
Am I so drunk that I think Hershey makes maple syrup?
Wait a minute. Did you say maple, or did I
totally
take
said
that?
maple because
Listen, I thought
Am I so drunk
I
that
thought
I didn't
it was
even notice?
fictitious. I wasn't sure this was non-fiction.
does that go for a cannonball or what?
All right, cannonball.
Cannonball. All right, we'll take a break. We'll hear more product placement from Genevieve. Guess we're going to try some pizza and more beer.
Well, the pizza's later
Later.
because I got to start the oven.
Oh, yeah. All kinds of fun with Genevieve Catfight Joy at our 100th episode of Beer Man Beer. It's Beer Man Beer. We are back. We have Genevieve Catfight Joy with us. We're drinking some blood orange wheat beer from Black Helmet Brewing. Hearing a little Cometa in the back of us.
Solid.
This is that beer. I can't stop
Pete
talking
Steve.
about it.
I can't recall a bad beer from them.
No,
Period.
not at all.
And they're just a blast to hang out with, man.
Oh, so
And
good.
I miss hanging out with them yesterday.
Yeah, that's all right, man. We'll hang
Kind
out
of
again.
sad I missed it, too. Where was I yesterday?
I don't know.
I don't know
Where
either.
were you yesterday?
Where were you, Genevieve?
Couldn't have been any place very good.
No, you're in Connecticut. Is Connecticut a big downgrade from LA, or is it, is it home for you?
It's different.
I thought maybe it could be an upgrade.
right.
With all the crap that's
It's a
going
good
on
call
in
to our
California.
cannonball, huh?
Oh, cannonball.
Shot time.
All right.
First cannonball of the 100th episode.
Ooh.
So, you know, I'm not a big shot person. So
Well, she
All right,
got
well-
2 cherries in there.
Right.
Huh?
Go to
yeah,
Sherry,
well,
give her-
I'm the guest.
Yeah.
So what do I just knock this back?
Yeah, knock it
Yeah.
back. See what
All right.
happens.
Knock those cherries back.
All right.
Cherry back. See what
Let's
happens.
do it.
I had no idea.
Don't fall off the chair.
Cannonball time. Cannonball.
I
Cannonball.
make no promises.
All right. Here we
When was
go.
the last time we did a cannonball?
It's been a while.
Did we do one last episode?
We might have skipped it. No, I think we did.
Or what about the one before?
Oh,
I don't know. Cannonball.
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 Woo!
That's good.
Oh, look at Genevieve.
It's
A little
chewy.
harsh. Chewy there, huh?
It's chewy. I got a little left.
Wash that down with a little bit of blood orange beer
Oh,
from
I'm struggling.
Chase it.
wasn't as bad as I thought.
Hey, what's with the pickle chaser, man?
Pickle?
Yeah, pickle chaser.
I don't know.
You do a shot, and then you do a shot of pickle juice.
I have not seen that. I know we did that at Lock City when we ran out of Cannonball. We were drinking the pickle juice.
I think we may have started
Did you ask
something.
me today if I wanted pickles or cherries?
I did, yeah. I picked the cherries. How'd that go for you?
You like pickles?
No.
Why don't you like pickles?
I don't know. I don't.
Oh,
No.
pickles are
We don't
tasty.
have pickles in Greenwich, no.
You know what?
During the summer, I actually pickled or canned pickles. They were
I'm just
delicious.
trying to get my mouth functional again after what I just put into it.
That's a great ice.
You must say that to all the guys, don't you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Woo! Now we know what we're putting in the front of the episode.
It's always a hoot when she comes
Oh, yeah.
to town.
Oh, yeah. It's a treat. It's a treat.
Oh, well, I appreciate
Genevieve
it.
is a treat. I hope you're as appreciated as in L.A. as you are in the mean streets of Shelton, Connecticut.
Absolutely not.
Really?
No one gives a flying fuck about me.
How is that possible?
It's so
We
sad.
care about you.
I'm waiting for that to turn around.
I know. Look you made your own movie. You were in a big blockbuster movie.
I was. Then I made another movie. I mean, I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, and your product placement
There
in
you
movies,
go. I'm
right?
Catfight for crying out
You
loud.
are the Catfight, yes. We were talking about that before we went to break, how much a product placement in a movie would be. Like, if we wanted to have a Beer Man beer banner in the next Steven Spielberg movie, how much would that
So
cost us?
hilarious. Yeah. No, I could hook you up with that.
Yeah, how
I
you can
fucking
afford it.
could. Listen.
How cool would that be?
Not enough money in the F jar.
Nah, $7,000, but I could get it for $6,000.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all? I thought it'd be a lot more than that.
no.
$6,000?
Yeah.
$6,000?
All right, let's talk.
We should talk about it.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Our
No,
lawyers get in touch with your lawyers?
No, but
We're
seriously,
good.
to me, it's mind blowing why more people don't. I mean, a lot do, but the idea is, so it was pandemic, and I was bored, and all my jobs got canceled, all my shows got canceled, and a
Right.
friend of mine said, my company needs another salesperson. Do you want a job? And I was like, what is it? You know what? Actually, I don't even care. Yes. Just, is there an office? Is there somewhere I can go? Don't care what it
Is
is.
there a shag carpet?
And he said, well, you
I
won't
need to
make
pay my rent.
money right away because it's all commission. And I said, I'm not making money anyway. I'm like, fine. So I show up at this job, and it's straight commission, but the commissions are huge. So you make nothing for 6 weeks and then 10 grand in a day.
Whoa, hey.
I know.
I heard Trump in my head going, huge.
Right?
Huge.
Huge. So I manage like these deals between companies and the film production companies. So that sounded redundant. Companies and company. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm recovering from whatever you just had me drink. Anyway, it's all downhill from here, guys. I'm not going to be very articulate. What was I saying? So
Huge.
there we go. If you wanted to have your product in a film, we would put it in the film. We would do a minimum of 2 placements. I'm pitching, right? Yeah. I would do a minimum of 2 placements for $6,000 or $7,000, depending on how much I like you. But what it guarantees is that the thing's going to show clearly on screen, long enough for you to recognize what it is, in at least 2 major movies. I think it's a really good deal.
So, maybe we need Tom Holland busting through a Beer Man beer banner on the next Spider-Man movie.
Fuck not.
Why not?
It's going to be something. Might as well be Beer Man beer.
That's it. Let's have a GoFundMe for our Beer Man beer banner to take place in a Marvel movie.
Okay.
So this one company, this like little nothing spice brand out of Tennessee, just paid us $36,000 to be our spice brand for the year, which means we put them in everything. Any kitchen scene in any major movie, they're going to be using Dan O's spices.
Dan O's. All right. Good score there, Dan-O. Yeah. How's the spices?
I think we should do it.
Have you tried the spices?
They sent me a package, but it arrived after
Maybe
I came.
I should add it to my
you
sauce.
cook?
No.
No.
No, this
it
other
means
company,
nothing to
Body Us Spices, they said no to the deal. And they're like, we'd still like to send you a gift. And I was like, okay. So they sent me this whole case of spices, half of which I gave away. But they also gave me these instant meals that were like powdered. It was really disgusting, actually. It was powdered potatoes, powdered quinoa, like
just
powdered
add water.
beets. Yeah, you just pour in the water and it turns into beets.
Wow, man. Hey, Keg had his first vegan hot dog at the last beer event we went to.
Oh, it was mine? It wasn't your first vegan hot dog either?
No, I've hung out with Sharon Simon a few times. I've had some vegan hot dogs.
I know Sharon Simon.
We love Sharon.
Yeah,
Sharon's
she's great. I'm never going to eat her hot dogs, though.
No. But these hot dogs.
I don't like her that much. I don't like anyone that much.
That you're going to eat the hot dogs?
Vegan hot dogs? Fuck no. Hot dogs are my favorite food, and I don't. Why mess with perfection?
Well, let me tell you something.
I'm sorry for the little animals, but come on now. They're delicious. Go on.
Delicious animals.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They are delicious. I'll grind those fuckers up all day long.
Betty White ate hot dogs every day of her life, and she lived long enough. So
she lived to 99 years old.
No, she might have needed just one more hot dog.
One more dog. One more dog. Yeah. But I got to say, the vegan hot dog, and I actually went out and bought more.
Don't tell me it wasn't that bad.
It was fucking good.
It tastes just like a Hebrew national.
Oh, stop.
That was good.
I don't believe you. I ate a veggie burger once, and it was the stupidest thing I ever did.
Oh, I've had bad vegan hot dogs.
That's a veggie burger, and veggie burgers are crappy. I did go out and buy a plant-based hamburger as well. Now here's really the big thing of it. Mm-hmm. They're so loaded with salt, so you're going to enjoy the shit out of them because they're so loaded with salt. But I went out, bought more hot dogs. But the hot dog that we had from, what was it, Soulfully Vegan. Correct, John?
Yep. Soulfully Vegan, yep.
And that was up in Hartford. And I got to say,
she told us what was in it.
She sold us.
Yeah.
She sold us.
What was in it?
We don't remember.
Don't know, but it was fucking
We drank
good.
a lot of beer that day.
It was really good.
Shout out to Rhythm because we drank a lot of Rhythm's beer that night.
I had a veg burger, and I told my Naughton boyfriend
that black bean burger.
That right. They
your non-boyfriend?
Yeah, my non-boyfriend Sal. My
we like Sal. I know Sal.
Right. So Sal and I have been sleeping together once a week for like 13 years.
Yeah.
And I was over at his house.
So in California, what do they call that? Common law, right?
He's a common law boyfriend.
Does that give you half the rights to Sal's comedy hole? Or what?
So he makes me a burger. Because, I mean, otherwise, what is he good? Like, this is our understanding. He has to feed me, and I'll hang out with him. Otherwise, he serves no purpose at all. So,
poor Sal.
Wow.
It's fine.
I feel bad for Sal.
No, Sal used to be so cool.
What happened?
And then one day he just stopped. He just, became some cranky old man that wants the sea. And
so he's Howard Stern.
Yeah, isn't doing anything. So, anyway... Where was I going? Don't cry too many tears for that fucking mobster. Anyway,
I'm not crying any tears.
So I go to
pity for anybody.
He brings me this burger and he's like, "It's a veggie burger," and I'm like, "This was amazing. I was wrong about veggie burgers. How did you do it?" And he's like, "I put oats and vegetables." I'm like, "How did you make it with oats?" And he's like, "Well, I talked to my." And he has me completely convinced. And he goes, "Out of curiosity, do you know the difference between a penis and a vagina?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Yeah?"
Oh, no.
"But you can't tell that that's a real fucking burger?"
Wow.
Oh, no.
And he goes, "Oats? Oats? Like, that's Angus beef, you moron."
Well, listen, Burger King, with their Impossible Burger,
yes,
they cook the Impossible Burger on the same conveyor that they would normally cook their regular burgers on.
Oh, did they get sued for that? Because McDonald's,
there was something
with the
there was something
fries
like
and
that,
I thought they only used microwaves at Burger King.
Well, they do. See, there's a holding pattern from the time it comes off the conveyor.
That's why the middle of the thing is frozen
bath.
cold, but the edges are hot.
Yes, it goes into a steam bath. And then when you need it, you pull it out. And
that's
then
what you
put
get
your
for
stuff
eating
on.
Burger King. This is why I have an Italian man in my life. I don't have to eat this shit.
Italian man.
Hey, talk about the best Burger King in this area.
I thought it was Torrington, right?
It was Torrington.
On our way up to Black Helmet Brewing last time we went.
So, actually, Julie and I had driven by there.
Did you stop by?
No, but she goes, "Hey, that's the best Burger King." I said, "You took my words right out of my mouth."
To quote Meatloaf.
Because I had said...
From the guy who says he's not a fan.
Now that song's in my head. Shut up.
That's it.
You're welcome.
Let's take a moment because Genevieve did lose her number one on her music Mount Rushmore.
I really did. It was a rough day.
Meatloaf. That was a rough day for you. Rough day for people in
for
Connecticut
me.
because he was also a baseball coach in Connecticut.
I didn't lose sleep. Did you lose sleep?
I did a lot. Okay, I took the death of Meatloaf very hard.
I understand if you're a big fan.
How do you like your meatloaf, John?
Medium rare, but
I like it with bacon and cheese.
But look at her with this.
Wasn't funny the last time I was here.
Hold on. Do you like it with barbecue sauce or ketchup?
No, I tell you what I like, and then I'll stop talking about food. I like the thick 4-inch ketchup freaking frosting that's so thick it'll absorb a bullet.
Oh my God.
I love that.
I like. Oh, what just happened to
you
her?
guys something so
I like the
funny.
corners because they're nice and crispy.
Yes,
Right,
yes. But she got something funny to say.
I
Here.
had something funny to say.
I thought she was gonna puke,
No,
She might.
Not yet. One
or her
more
head
other-
was gonna explode because she has a headache.
No, my head was exploded because I totally forgot.
All right,
to
we
tell
need
you
more
this.
beer. Here, John.
We always need more
Give me the
beer.
rest.
So the last podcast I did, all right, I do this show, and I don't. First of all, I have a loathing for rap music.
Really?
I loathe it. Okay,
Wow.
I find it crass and rude, and just I don't like
Even Vanilla Ice
Vanilla Ice.
or the Rapper's Delight, Hip to Hop to Hip.
Okay, the hip and the hop thing is cute, but anything post that no.
Sugar Hill? You don't like Sugar Hill?
I don't know what that is, but anyway.
The Fat Boys.
Fat Boys, so
Okay.
good.
Listen, I gotta listen to Genevieve. Okay.
So they put me on this show. I get booked on this comedy show on this rooftop in Hollywood. It's comedy and hip hop. Okay, so I'm not the hip hop. I do my act, and I had this really funny joke about how people can say things in a French accent, and it's funny, it's cute and charming. Whereas you say it in a regular accent, it's gross. And I met this girl who talks about like meeting a guy online, and she's like, "And they said you êtes ma puce," but it's funny with a French accent. And it was a funny joke, and then I sat down. So I'm there, and this guy came to the show. This guy I barely know, who was like, "Oh, you're doing comedy. I want to come." And like, they always want customers, so I always tell people, "Sure." I don't know this guy. He's sitting next to me, and the host gets up, and he's like, "Yo, you gonna eat that pussy tonight?"
Ooh.
So this guy, we're not a couple. The place is packed. I'm mortified.
I'd be mortified too.
Yeah, and I looked at us, I'm like,
Shit.
no. And he was like, what? So you don't eat pussy, dude? And the guy's like, I don't know. Right? Because we're not together, and it's very embarrassing.
Wow.
And so the host doesn't take a hint, and he continues. And meanwhile, it's like 80% guys in there. And the guy goes, eat that pussy. And he tries to get a chant going, right?
Oh, no.
Now, this room, to put it mildly, this room is urban, okay?
Okay.
So the urban crowd...
Are you saying you're the only marshmallow in the cocoa?
Precisely. So this urban crowd does not get on board. And then the biggest, most thugged out looking guy in there stands up and goes, "Yo, that's disrespectful." To this host who stops dead, and he goes, "This is 2022 and I got 2 daughters," right? And so the guy is like, "Oh, this
Where's he
is
from?
awkward."
Massachusetts?
I don't know. And he gets... Yeah, that's bad. I gotta work on my accents. Anyway, he gets off stage. The guy follows him out. A bunch of guys follow him out. And I guess they, handle him in the back room because he comes back on, the host, and he goes, "All right, so I owe someone in here an apology." And he's like, "Genevieve," and he kind of tries to make it cute. And he goes, "I'm a fat man. So when I hear eat, I get carried away."
Good cover.
It was
good
the best
cover.
he could do. You know
Good.
what I mean?
That's
All right,
it,
at least I
that's
said, all right, you're trying.
Bon appetit.
It was so awkward. So the producer of the show is like, "Listen, I want you on my podcast." I'm like, "What? I don't belong." Sure, right? So I get to the place. He goes, "It's at a weed sesh." I don't know what that means. You do.
Weed session.
It's yeah.
Where
So
y'all gathered to smoke weed.
so he says it's a weed sesh.
A sesh, man.
And it's this place downtown.
I shouldn't know that.
There's a tent. There's a guy in a green vest. We'll show you where you need to go. So I roll.
It's in a
up.
tent?
Yeah, a tent downtown. Like it's a setup. Like it's in this big enclosed.
But that's where homeless people live downtown,
It
right?
was yes,
Yeah.
but it was a larger tent than the ones the homeless people are in. Nobody.
Oh, so
no,
the carnival was in town.
right. Look,
Right.
that's how it looked. Big white thing and all these trucks
Oh, it was white?
around. Yeah, it was white on the top. And I get there and the guy goes,
Was there circus music?
No circus music. It was urban music, the music that I do not like. And you could hear it from blocks away in the car. And I pull up, and there's this guy in a green vest. But he said green vest, okay? This was not even like a bulletproof. This was like a bullet. The guy looked like he was going to war in Afghanistan, but not for the good team. That's what this guy looked like, right?
Oh.
And can I say good team? Is that
Yeah, sure.
You
political?
can say whatever you want.
Say what
Yeah,
you
you're
want.
on Beer Man Beer.
So the guy comes. He's like, yo, you here for the podcast? I said, yeah. I said, can I park in there? He goes, yeah, you can park in there, except it's full. And I said, so I can't park in there. He goes, no, you can park back here. It's $20. And I said, well, where can I park that it's not full and also I don't want to pay $20? And he's like, you didn't let me finish.
It sounded like he was finished.
You never been here before. And I went, correct. And he goes, then you can park here for free.
Ooh.
So I said, okay. I didn't bother asking him why he tried to mention $20. I don't think it ever cost $20. I think, you know.
He was trying to get $20 from
I
you.
think so. And I didn't back down. So I parked.
Good for you.
And I go in the thing and everybody's like, you hear
Be a
the
strong woman.
podcast. So I get to the back room where this podcast is. And there's
Happy Women's Day, by the way.
Thank you. Is today Women's Day? I feel
Every
like
day is Women's Day.
It was like last week or something.
That's
Every
cute.
day.
Appreciate it. So there's all these pictures on the walls of these rap people, right? And I'm trying to be cool because I don't know why I try to be cool. It's always a mistake. So I'm like, oh, I know who that is. That looks like Snoop Dogg. And then I see the fat one, and I go, and this must be Biggie.
Oh, Jesus.
We lost John.
I didn't know I was that uncool.
John, where'd you go?
Me okay?
John went to the bathroom.
So there's a picture in a big frame, and I look at the one in the big frame and I go, and I don't know him. And this guy is turn around, they're like, oh, come on, you know him. I'm like, I don't know him. They're like, you know who that is. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And this guy, that's QTip.
Q-Tip? Who is Q-Tip?
Thank you.
I don't know what Q-Tip is.
And I said, I don't know Q-Tip. And this guy goes, you know Q-Tip. I said, I don't know Q-Tip. You know Q-Tip. I don't know Q-Tip.
Oh, no.
And he goes, Q-Tip. And I went, I don't know him, but it's kind of a silly name, isn't it? And he's like,
Where am I?
John, bring it back, man. Bring it back.
Where did I go?
Listen, I'm going to take you into the world that we're living in right now. Yeah. Q-Tip. Do you know who a Q-Tip is? Besides what you use to clean your ears with?
there we go.
Is Q-Tip a rapper?
Yes.
Q-Tip is a rapper. Did you know he was a rapper?
Q-Tip's, there's a photo.
I believe I've heard of Q-Tip, but I don't remember. I can't put a song to the artist.
Okay, so I didn't recognize this Q-Tip.
I have no idea.
And they're getting all annoyed at me, like, you know who he is. I'm like, I swear to God, I don't. All right. Anyway, so I said it's kind of a silly name. This guy gets pissed, and he's like, yo, that's disrespectful. Yo, Q-Tip, you're a legend. Q-Tip is a legend. And I said, I thought Q-Tip was like the things that you put in your ears.
Because it is.
It is, right?
That's a brand placement right there.
And he says, yeah. And what else you put in your ears?
Music. Sound.
I didn't get it right away. No, he said, what else you put in your ears? I wasn't as quick as you are. And I
like
said,
a dick.
I don't.
Oh, no.
I look at this guy and I went, I don't know what you're saying to me. And he says, music. And then he goes, and his name start with a Q. Also, I think.
Q.
Maybe it start with a Q.
Bassa?
I don't know.
Cuba.
And then I asked some people about this Q-Tip guy, and they're like, his name doesn't start with a Q. But there's other ideas, like a Q is a line if you're a DJ, and then also there was the Q train goes to some. There's all these ideas for where
my cue to you to start something. So I'm flagging you, going, "Hey, it's your turn," or I'm cueing you to do something, right? I mean, isn't that a cue as well?
I suppose, but then why a tip? You're gonna cue me and then give me a tip.
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Just
now,
a
G,
tip.
what would your rapper name be?
I believe I already have a rapper name.
What is it? Catfight?
I mean, why mess with perfection?
I think it should be either G Money or G used to have money.
G used to have money.
G used to have money. That's it.
G used to have money.
We'll take it on that. All right.
I want more of that moonshine.
You want some more of that shine?
I do not.
I'm going to call
All right.
Cannonball.
You'll call Cannonball. We'll have a Cannonball when we come back. The sad thing for me is
We're out of that.
we're almost out. I have a little bit left.
I'm done.
A few sips left of the I've never been so sad to see a beer go, but thank you, Pete at Black Helmet.
I will pull that cork out of the ceiling, by the way.
Although Blood Orange Wheat was on point.
Whoever you are, I appreciate this. Thank you.
More Beer Man Beer when we come back.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah. It's Beer Man Beer. We're with Genevieve Catfight Joy coming all the way from Los Angeles, California, just to hang with us. Yeah, she's probably here for other reasons too, but she made us a priority. Hey, last time you were here, we talked to you a little bit about your mom embarrassing your sister when she met David Lee Roth. How's your mom doing? What's she been up to?
My mom is doing great. Well, she's not doing great. She's recovering from surgery at the moment.
What kind of surgery?
Stomach surgery.
Really?
Yes. In fact, it's a little funny, but it's also not. So she's been having an issue with farting.
Wow.
She's been farting a lot.
Is there a cure?
No, there is. No,
does that mean I need surgery too?
No, so she's
been. I need surgery too.
You guys farting as well? All right.
Yeah.
So she's been farting a lot, and she went to it's been bothering her because she's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. She just got married last year.
Yeah.
And she's very upset. She's like, I finally married the man of my dreams, and I can't stop farting. So she went to see some gastro person, and they ran a bunch of tests, and they found out that she has what's called a prolapse, which was an old pregnancy injury that it was very slight at the time. What happens is your pelvic wall gets like jolted out of place, but they don't notice it right away because it's so mild, and over time it like sinks, and that's why old ladies become incontinent.
Ooh.
So it starts with gas, and you always just think it's nothing and think maybe you're just gassy, and then it turns into peeing yourself, and then down the road it's like, that's why there's a market for Depends. So when she found out that gas was getting trapped because of this prolapse, she had to have this major surgery. So it worked out perfectly because I actually came to Connecticut to go hang out with my mom to go see her post-surgery. And then I was like, that'll be the weekend. I'll have to, make a stop over at the Beer Man Beer studio.
Appreciate you for that.
Of course.
I'm going to call it Cannonball.
Now, how's the new stepdad?
I'm feeling a little off.
It was in my mind, the story was going to be less uncomfortable than it was. I was like, I'm just going to rattle off this fart stuff, and everybody's going to be like, that's normal. So how's she doing in the immediate sense? Not so great, but overall,
she's married. She got the man of her dreams.
A newlywed.
How's the new stepdad? Is he cool with you, or is he grounded you yet?
Coolest
guy.
He is the nicest guy you could even imagine. Such a person so nice. I don't even think they came that nice. I don't know any. No, he's terrific.
Well, if I heard my daughter say something like that about some other father, I'd be kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, but what's beautiful is he brings out the niceness in her, and what's also awesome is did I tell you how they got together? Like what the whole deal is?
No.
All right, so I'll try to make this concise. So back in 1967 or so, my mother was in a beauty pageant, okay? Miss Teenage America. And the entertainment was the guy who had just come out with the song Sealed with a Kiss. And prior to that...
Great song, by the way.
Yes, Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. So he was a big star, right? And he's there, and he's the entertainment at this pageant. And she sees him there, and they make eye contact, and he comes over to her, allegedly. And he says, you're the prettiest girl here. I think you're going to win. And then she lost. Oh. And after the contest, he said, if you're ever... No, first he was like, I'm really sorry you lost. I thought you were going to win. But if you're ever in Los Angeles, you should look me up and call, right? That's what he said. What she heard was move to Los Angeles and let's get married.
All right.
So a year later, she's 18. She tells her mom and dad, I have a job opportunity in Los Angeles. Total crock. And she moves there like a psychopath. And she gets his phone number from some DJ friend she had, calls him up when she gets there. She's at the airport. Oh, he had said, I'll get you at the airport. Right, yeah. She's like, you remember me? He's like, yeah. Gets to the airport. He's not there.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't come.
Oh,
So
man.
she's waiting and she's waiting. She finds a payphone. And she calls his house and somebody else picks up the phone.
Oh, no.
And
Is it another woman?
No.
Oh.
It's another rock star.
Oh.
So this guy picks up the phone. He goes, this is Dell.
As the plot gets thickened.
And she says, Dell. And he says, Shannon. Do you know who that is?
I do.
All right. So Dell, do you know who that is?
Shannon.
Dell Shannon.
No.
Run away.
Nah,
run.
man.
Yeah. So
Johnny, man.
he picks up the phone and she says, Brian's supposed to come get me. And this guy says, oh, yeah, Brian said something about getting someone at the airport, but I think he thinks it's tomorrow. And my mom's like, no, it's today and I'm here. And he's like, sorry, and hangs up. Not like I'll try to reach him or I'll come get you. Just nothing. Just hangs up. And she's like, what a dick. So
Bye
she
now.
starts to cry. And these guys in line behind her for the phone are like, we're so sorry to interrupt, but were you trying to reach Brian Highland? And my mom said, yes. And the guy goes, well, I'm his friend. And
Wow.
I came here to pick up my friends from the airport. And we're all on our way to Tony Orlando's birthday party.
Was Dawn going to be there?
Brian was going to be there.
What about Dawn?
Dawn who?
Tony
Tony
and
Orlando
Dawn.
and Dawn. Probably.
Oh,
Well, isn't
my
Dawn two women?
Goodness.
But no, there are two women. You're
Yeah.
right. There's
Dawn,
always two women.
Dawn is a band. Dawn is
Which one is Dawn?
Yeah, I think Dawn is the two of them together. If I remember that correctly.
Really?
I believe so.
Really?
We
I
can
thought it
Google
was-
that.
I think we're going to have to.
We're gonna have to Google that.
You know, I always assumed it was one, but then there are always two.
I always thought there was just one Dawn.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
I don't know.
Maybe they're both named Dawn.
Then wouldn't it be Tony Orlando and Dawn's?
Oh, see, there you go.
What are we drinking?
There you go. What you're thinking.
What are we drinking? Hooker chocolate truffle trout.
All right.
Stop.
Tastes like prune juice to me. I don't know about y'all.
What?
Yeah, try it.
I did.
You like it?
I did.
You like it?
I do.
You think it's good?
Thought so.
I'm not allowed to say what I think of the beer.
Yes, you
Last
are.
time you caught me out.
It's free. No, it's good.
What?
Tell us what you really think of it.
I think it tastes like coffee, ice cream, and farts.
There's no way we cutting that out. I don't know. It's been here a while.
It hasn't been here a while.
No?
No, I just bought this from
Really?
Total Wines not too long ago, like a few weeks
How
ago.
about that?
Do you taste the farts?
I love a lot of
I
their
don't
beers.
taste the farts
This to me.
because this is a sweet Connecticut collaboration with Munson Chocolates.
Is there anything in that bottle from earlier?
No, I wish there
Oh.
was.
No, I drank the
drank it
last
all.
of it.
We drank all of the Black
Sorry.
Helmet. Yeah, maybe there is. I don't know. There might be a
She
drop.
may have to like
Drink it down.
lick
There she
the
goes.
bottle.
She's drinking deep. Drink it. Look at that. Oh, she's going. Oh, that bottle was
Oh,
great.
that's good.
You remember that bottle? This is the beer that you're going to remember forever.
I love that beer.
Yeah, you get. I mean, for me, you get the malt that comes through. You definitely get the chocolate.
On this?
You get so many different layers of chocolate.
Now, I know stouts aren't big for having a head.
Correct. This had a
This had
pretty
a head.
decent head.
I got no head in my.
Oh,
Well,
I
because
did.
we've been letting it sit here for a while.
I have a headless brew.
No,
But Genevieve, she had a pretty decent head in
I
her
had
glass.
some decent head.
She had some
Remember.
decent head.
I did. Where was I?
No innuendo needed, right? Where?
No, and this comes in at a whopping 7.1% ABV.
Is that higher than the last one?
yes. Last one was 5.1.
5.1. This is 7.1.
What was in that shot with the cherries? That was higher than 7.
That's a
and
little bit of
5
moonshine,
combined.
so that could be heavy.
Ooh.
That's heavy.
Yeah, that was something. So where was I?
You have a famous stepdad.
But don't kill the punchline because they're not married yet at this point in the story. We're still in 1968.
All right.
So she goes in the car with these strangers from the airport to Tony Orlando's birthday party.
Wow.
She's sitting there drinking black coffee, looking around. The monkeys are there, and there's a pink Christmas
Here we
tree.
come.
Are all the monkeys dead?
The one left.
One left.
That's,
Who's left?
Don't know.
I want to say it's Mickey Dolenz.
I thought he just passed
I
away.
thought he died. I think he's one among the dead ones.
Peter
I met
Tork.
his sister.
I believe he passed away too, right?
Davy Jones passed
Peter
away.
Tork.
One of them's
Mike
alive.
Nesmith passed away, I think. I think it's
maybe
Mickey.
they're all gone. Is Mickey alive?
I think Mickey's alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh.
Now, these are things we're going to Google after
We
this.
have to Google this stuff because I thought they were all dead.
Oh.
And just to think, they were like just put together.
No, they were put together a long time ago.
I think we're going to have a Mickey Dolenz tour, just the monkey.
The monkey.
Hey, I'm the monkey.
That's it. Yeah, why not?
Well, anyway, she gets to this party. Brian shows up. He's like, I thought you were coming tomorrow. She's like, no, it's today. They go back to his place, right? She has all her bags, like all her travel bags. They go to his place. They go up to his bedroom. They get on the bed.
The plot thickens.
They start kissing on the bed. He takes off his shirt. She takes off nothing. It's a real romantic moment. She looks in the doorway.
Saucy.
And Del Shannon is standing in the doorway with his hand in his pants watching them.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
That's
Right.
dirty.
He was playing with his beef.
So she freaks out and is like, wah, wah, wah. And then Brian's like, well, what are you doing? The clothes are really sorry about that. Nothing happens. The next day, he's like, where are you staying? And she's like,
Not at Dell's house.
Right. So
He's
he
a creeper.
drives her to a motel because she had no place to live because her whole plan was to show up in Los Angeles and marry Brian Highland. And drops her off at a hotel, and that was it. Goodbye. Fast forward 50 years?
Wow.
50 some odd
50 some odd
years.
years, yeah.
She lives in LA. She goes about her business. He marries somebody. She marries somebody. Moves to New York, whatever. Anyway, my mom moved to LA while I was living there. She wanted to write a book, which meant I was going to have to write a book. So we're working on this book together, and there's a whole thing about moving here and Brian Highland, and that was her real impetus for leaving Maryland, was this stupid crush on this, at the time, rock and roll star. And then nothing happened. So she's dating all these guys on Match.com, and she hates them all. And one day I had this idea, and I said, I bet this Brian Highland guy is not that hard to find.
Oh.
So I go on Instagram, and I sent him a note. But not as me. I sent him a note as her.
How about that?
I went on her Instagram.
So you were playing matchmaker.
Yeah, well, somebody had to do it. So I sent him a note, and I said, if this is Brian Highland, we met in Palisades Park in 1968. I'm hoping you remember me. And then he wrote back, and he did. So then I had to pass it off to my mom because, at this point it's creepy. And after we pried her body off the ceiling, she was like, what do I say? So they start liking each other's photos, and this goes on. And this is all like spring of 2020, right? Like sort of, yeah, this would be spring of 2020. So she's,
love is in the air.
Love is in the air. She's just moved back to Connecticut. And one night over the summer, I get a phone call. It's like late summer. And she's like, I need you to go on my Instagram and check my messages. I can't look. And I mean, why can't you look? She goes, I'm too embarrassed at what I've done. And I said, what did you do? She's like, I don't want any shit from you. And I went, okay, well, just tell me what happened. She says, Brian didn't like my photos.
Oh, how dare he?
And I said, what? She goes, Brian didn't like my photos. I made like 4 posts in a row, and he didn't click like on any of them. And I may or may not have had a few too many pouilly-fousses.
Oh, what?
With your sister.
What is that?
That's her fancy white wine that she likes.
Oh.
And I may or may not have written him a strongly worded message.
Oh, so she had too many Pepe Le Pews and went fucking haywire.
She drunk texted
Yours sounds
him.
better.
It does. Because he didn't like her photo. So she goes, you need to see what he said. So I opened this message, and it was bad. It was like, I don't know who you think you are, you once upon a time rock and roller. Well, I'm a Scorpio, and I can't live like this. Why don't you like my photos?
Oh,
and everything
no.
spelled wrong because she was drunk.
Oh, God.
And he writes back, I'm sorry I didn't like your photos. I don't really go on this thing very much. I use it mostly to promote my gigs, but I don't know if you realize there's been a pandemic. It's mainly my son that set this up for me. I have an email. So I call her and I'm like, Mom, he likes you. And she's like, what makes you say that? I'm like, because you acted like a psychopath and he's telling you to email him. So she's like, what do I say? I'm like, anything but what you said. So we together come up with an email, which turns into talking on the phone. And then they decide to meet in November during Scorpio season. He's a Scorpio too. So they make plans. She flies to LA.
There's so many songs in this.
Right? Pandemic be damned. And they go out to dinner, and that was it. Christmas, he came to Connecticut, met the whole family. They were engaged by Valentine's Day and married in April.
How about that? Well, that's romantic. That's like a rom-com right there.
It's so romantic.
Yeah, and you made it all happen.
I
Genevieve
did.
Catfight Joy.
Yeah. So when
Right.
we were having dinner on New Year's, my mom was like,
Shit.
maybe we should tell him now that I was not the original one sending those messages. I'm like, no.
Maybe I need you to get me laid somehow.
Uh-huh.
So you
So
were
good for
lusting
that.
after him. Is that what this is all about? You were lusting after him?
Wow. He's lovely. I mean, the nicest guy.
That's it.
He seems like a cool dude.
So,
He's very
ladies, if you
cool.
want to meet your celebrity crush, call Genevieve,
Yeah.
and she will email them for you.
I could be
And
happy.
also, don't forget, Johnny, he's looking for a piece, too.
All right.
Hey, you know
Who
what?
do you want me to Instagram for you?
Holly Berry.
Done.
I love you. I don't think it's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen, but
Ah, you
it's
never
the
know,
thought that
man.
counts.
Listen, you don't know until you try. You never know until you try.
You know how I'm going to make this stout better? This chocolate stout. But I'm going to take the rest of
If
Genevieve's
we replaced it with another beer?
shot. That might work. I'm going to take the rest of Genevieve's cherry
Why
shot.
was I the only one that liked this beer?
I'm going
I
to dump the
don't know.
cherry.
Is it because I'm wearing a hooker hat right now?
Now,
Did you like the fish tank beer?
I don't know what that fish tank beer
that was back in the last episode you were here.
Yeah.
You said that a beer tasted like.
The bottom of a fish tank.
No, you
right?
said it tastes like the fish water after the fish poop. We thought it was a little harsh because
Listen, we'll have to talk. Not being recorded.
all right, I added the cherry moonshine to
Did it
the
help?
stout. Yeah, now it tastes like a cherry cordial.
Okay, so now we need to then take that to Hooker.
That made it a little better.
Do we have any more of these pink ones?
You want a pink one?
I like.
I will
pink
grab
one.
you a pink one.
I'll have a pink one. This chocolate one is not working for me.
Talk about something, Mom.
Okay.
I want more Cannonball. Why can't we get more Cannonball?
I mean, hey, it's your show. It's your world, squirrel. You can have whatever you want.
I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm wide awake.
Why are you wide awake? Because of
know.
that tea. You had all that tea.
I had all that tea. I also overslept.
Oh, you're going to open up a big old can of whoop
What's
ass,
this?
huh?
This is not pink.
No, it's the closest we
No.
got.
All right, that's fine.
Oh, that's the last one. Yeah.
I'm going to pour it into this little pink shot glass, though, so I can still feel fancy.
Would you like another glass?
Do you want a beer glass?
I would like a beer glass. This is stupid. This is stupid drinking. out of
Yeah,
it.
it's too small a glass.
I thought she was looking at me saying I was stupid.
No,
You
I
want
know.
like
I know what to do. Look, yours is empty.
I'll take
you
that.
take the rest of
That's
mine.
fine.
Do you want to rinse that so you don't have the stout
Yes,
flavor?
would you? That's a good idea. I wasn't going to ask you to.
You
but
guys are the biggest fucking pansies. This is not bad. Look at the head that she just...
That's what you think.
Never mind. She poured her beer into mine, and it gave me head.
Gave you head. Well,
Perfection.
you know.
There you go.
Thank
So
you.
look, there's head in this beer
There is head in the beer. Oh, wow.
See?
There's not in mine, though.
because it sat there. She just poured this into my glass.
I like it when you put a little bit of the cherry moonshine in.
All right.
I want to try that. Ooh.
Well,
So
I'm
now
glad
we need to
everyone's
talk to
happy now.
R&D at Hooker. And
How
Yeah,
is that
we
beer? That's a
fixed it.
Bad Sons beer you're drinking there.
That's all right.
That's their new that's IPA, right?
yeah.
Whoop ass.
Whoop ass,
This is
yeah.
a literal can of whoop ass.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Hell yeah, Stone Cold.
I like it.
I love their graphics, man.
It's very cool.
Yeah, definitely Bad Sons has amazing can art.
Yeah, this is an exciting image.
Sometimes the can art doesn't always match the beer, but in this case it does.
Yeah, it's fine.
Amazing beer.
Yeah, it's
good
like that with
beer.
any brewery, though.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
But
I'm gonna
they've been
brew
doing a
some
lot
beer.
of stuff when it comes to fixing the water profile. See, it's all about the water. The pizza,
Everything comes down to water
Beer?
in the end.
it's all about the water.
So, like when you come up here to visit, you like the food and stuff better here than LA, or you like LA better?
I mean, I'm not like a huge food person.
No, you're freaking tiny. You don't look like you eat much.
I'm kind of an eat to live person.
By the way, you took your shoes off before and you like shrunk 2 feet.
I know.
Yeah, I thought there was something.
We represent the Lollipop Guild.
I was wearing boots, so I looked like a normal sized human. But yeah, I'm not very large.
How tall aren't you?
How tall am I not?
Yeah.
Take a guess of how tall I am. Most people get it wrong.
I think you're 5'1".
Very close.
Are you under?
You're giving me too much.
Really?
Yeah.
You're 4'9"?
No, I'm 5 on the dot.
5 on the dot. Oh, look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. Lucky me.
Explosive little package, though.
I'm lucky for any guy that dates her.
That's it, man.
Because I make every guy feel super manly.
Did we go through your guys? I know we talk about meat hooks. We talk about cross-eyed Thor. What happened with cross-eyed Thor? I thought he could have been the one.
No, cross-eyed Thor was not the one. So I met cross-eyed. I met this. I didn't come up with the name cross-eyed Thor. First of all, the other comedians did because I let him come to a show. That was a mistake. And they were like, "What's with his eyes?" I'm like, "I know, too close together."
Was he the butt of all their jokes?
Of course he was. And then it was very funny. My one. So.
Did he even know what you looked like, or he just always looking at his nose?
So sad. So he's chatting with this friend of mine at the show, like kind of afterward, and then my friend pulls me aside. He's like, "You didn't tell me that Cross-eyed Thor was a vet, not a veterinarian, had been in the Navy."
I figured.
Yeah,
what
you know what I
you're
mean?
saying.
I was like, was I supposed to lead with that? He's like, well, now I feel bad for calling him that. And I'm like, does it make him any less cross-eyed? And he's like,
Oh,
no.
jeez.
I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Listen, cross-eyed Thor, where do I begin? You know, I tried.
Here's what I'm confused with. Mm-hmm. Your mom's scoring famous singers and musicians.
Correct.
And you're dating cross-eyed Thor. What's going on?
Because I hate everyone. Every guy I go out with in Los Angeles sucks. And this one, he was like seemingly normal, very nice. Other than the eye situation, he was good looking. You know, listen, I mean, John Travolta has the same problem. He's got a big head and the eyes are very close together, and it kills his look. Did you ever notice that?
He's also a famous movie star, and he's got a lot of dough.
That's that, too. Yeah, there's that, too. But anyway.
And he can dance.
And he can dance. This one cannot. So we go out a couple times, and his friends were really nice. They were more attractive than he was.
I hate Travolta.
You hate them all. What's wrong with you? You hate
You don't
Tom
like famous.
Hanks?
He's not into the pop culture. Keg likes The Love Boat and no other show.
Don't forget Friends.
Oh, that's terrific.
And Laverne and Shirley. And
Shamil
Happy Days.
Shamazel.
Laverne and Shirley. You know Big Red or Red Rosie? Or what's her name with the big red hair?
Right, correct.
She was my neighbor
Get out
in
of
West
here.
Hollywood.
How
and
cool is that?
She's out of her fucking mind. Her name's Crazy Carol. Well, really, it's just Carol. Her father was the original Maytag repairman.
Get
and
outta
he lived
here.
She lived across the hall from me on Doheny, which was this gorgeous. Listen, my first
Look at
apartment
this.
in
6
LA.
degrees of keg.
Yeah, my first apartment in LA. I move in with this girl. I get in a huge So I moved to Los Angeles. I'm supposed to be staying with Sal. He had moved out there. He's like, "Don't commit to a lease on a place you haven't seen. Stay with me on the boat, and I'll help you find."
That's
a
what he
place."
talks like?
Yeah, he talks like that. So I said, "Okay." So we make these plans. We get in this huge fight. I'm halfway through Kansas, and he's like, "I don't love you, and I don't want you to come." And I'm like, "Terrific." So I have to go on Craigslist and find a place to live because I'm not turning back, you know. So I find this beautiful apartment on Doheny Drive, and the girl seemed normal in the ad. I get there, she was the ugliest
always
human
seem
being
normal
I
in
have
the
ever
ad.
seen, which should have been a red flag. She looked like Bette Midler fucked a bridge troll and then died, and then they dug her up, like decomposed 8 years later. That's
Where
what
does
this
it
chick
come out
looked
of?
like.
Her description of things is just beautiful, man.
But Stephanie she had a spinster aunt who left her this apartment, this like $1 million condo, but Stephanie didn't actually have any money. She was a crackhead. Anyway, I'm living in this apartment, and the neighbor,
We talked a lot about drugs today.
a little bit, scratch the surface.
I know.
I've seen more drugs in Los Angeles than I did in my entire
Did you
existence.
do all those
prior to
drugs or
moving
just
there.
watched them?
No! This chick, she was so crazy. I'd come home from, I'd be out, have 2 beers. I'd walk in the door. She'd be snorting meth off the TV dinner tray and be like, "I hope you didn't drive." And I'm like, "Yeah, because I have a problem."
Hold on. They still have TV dinner tray?
No, then me and Keg are like, ooh, what kind of TV dinner? Oh, is it the turkey? What was the dessert in the middle?
Is it the Hungry Man?
It was one of those fold-out tables that you're supposed to eat your
Weren't
meals
those
on.
the shit back in the day, man?
Oh, like this one right
like
here?
that one
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Hers was plastic, and it was like that one's nice compared to the one she had.
I had the Pac-Man one.
You
when
know what
was
I
a kid.
did to
I didn't have a TV dinner tray. We ate at the table like civilized people.
remember, of course, you remember Kinga, my ex-wife, right? I decided one day to have a romantic dinner for her, and I literally made TV dinners and put them on fancier plates and served it. She had no idea.
Hey, man.
It worked, man. I just,
Did you get anything afterwards?
Presentation
oh
is
yeah,
everything.
yeah, I did.
That's all that
I
really
remember
matters.
that. Yeah.
There you go.
That's it, man.
Well,
for you.
Crazy Carol lived across the hall. She has this little dog, Charlie, who she
Charlie
only
and
travels
Carol.
via baby carriage. So she pushes him around in
Oh,
a
what
carriage.
a
that's the worst.
That is
And
the worst.
he
I saw
smoked
something like that the other day at
so
Target.
much pot. She had what looked like an oxygen tank in her apartment, but it was like a match go, and that was her pot.
Oh, like the ones over there in my kitchen?
And is that what you have? An
It's all oxygen tanks.
Oh, well, hers was full of marijuana.
Not mine.
And
That's pure
The wacky weed.
O2.
Pure O2. So she came to this play that I was in, and it was the opening night. We had this big party after she had Charlie in the baby carriage. We're in the theater, in the lobby of the theater outside, and she's like, "You are so talented." That's how she talks. "I brought you a gift."
It's very Hollywood.
And I said, "Thank you. What is it?" But there were no flowers or anything. So she pulls out of her pocket. She reaches her hand, and she's holding a very small bar of soap. And she says, "I got it at a hotel." And I just stared at her because, like, what?
What do you do with that?
Right? And then I think because I'm staring at the soap and I don't know what to say, she thought maybe I thought maybe it was an old bar of soap. So she goes, "I never used it."
Yeah, I know.
And then I just said, "Okay." And then she goes, "I never used it." And I said, "I believe you." And then I took it, and the whole thing was very awkward. And then
But did you say thank you?
I think so. And then there was a what's it called? We are represented by the same agency. So the agent right before the shutdown, we had this huge party to celebrate, the anniversary of the agency, and he rented out a restaurant. There was a red carpet and a whole huge cake, and it was all very exciting. And we're all there, and I spot Carol. And she walks in with Charlie in the carriage down the red carpet, and she's wearing a wig, and it's like this Cleopatra style, like an old Jewish Michelle Pfeiffer in Scarface was the look she was going for, but it was red. And I said, "Carol, you look wonderful." And she goes, "I'm wearing a wig." And I said, "Well, I never would have known. It looks so natural."
At least she's very open about things.
Yes.
It did not look natural. And a little later in the night, this is such a tangent. I didn't even mean to say this, but you said Laverne and Shirley, and I got excited. Wow. So it's a little later
I
in
like
the night.
Laverne and Shirley.
I know, everybody does. And I
I
said,
like the old school stuff, man.
Carol says to me,
Old school is cool.
she's kind of got this uncomfortable expression on her face, like she's upset about something. And I said, "Everything all right?" And she goes, "This wig is beginning to itch." "I want to take it off." Now, my agent is this gay man who just loves young, good-looking guys, and 80% of the agency is male models, right? All ages 35 and below, one more gorgeous than the next, right? So that's what's crawling around this place, and then there's me, and there's a handful of other women, and then there's Carol. So I don't know what she's working with underneath this wig, and I suggested she leave it on, right? I said, "But it looks so good. Maybe just take it off when you get home." And she looks around this room at all these gorgeous men, and she goes, "Oh, what's the use? I'll never get laid," and then rips the thing off. My question is, at what point during the night did this nut think that was on the table? You know what I mean? Like she's getting dressed for the evening, and she's like, "There's going to be a lot of handsome men milling about. I'll put on this wig, and they'll think I'm their age."
Not even close.
But she must think that.
She's got to be what? Well into her 80s, no?
No, not that old. Like 60s.
Really?
She was young. No,
Maybe 70s. Gotta go.
maybe 70s.
Maybe 70s.
I mean, look, she doesn't look good, but she didn't look good then. I mean,
Well, neither did Penny Marshall. I mean,
Neither
she was
did
looking
Penny.
pretty broken, too.
well, Penny Marshall's dead, so.
Oh, I understand. that.
They both are, right? Cindy Williams dead too, right?
No, she's not.
Really?
No,
Cindy Williams is
all
not. Oh, she's around.
Okay.
The big ragu died. Actually, a few months ago.
Man.
Yeah.
Speaking of ragu, good job making that pizza with my sauce there.
Dude, ain't that some good shit, man?
Good pizza, man. We had
It
some
was
pizza.
delicious.
It
The pizza
made
was very good. Yeah.
with my sauce and
Dude.
Kate's pizza technique.
I'm telling you, man. You got to hang out, hook up with Jimmy Josta.
But every part of that pizza was like handmade. Like the pizza
Oh, yeah.
you made, and then the sauce was like made. Like none of that.
Well, we
was,
didn't raise the beef or the pork, but yeah.
You shouldn't have told me that. Just ruined the whole
no, we
thing.
just ruined it. All right. I'll tell you what. Got more stuff to talk with Genevieve about, but we're gonna take a pause for the cause. Drain the main vein and come back maybe with a cannonball.
No, we got to come back with a cannonball.
Cannonball time when we come back. More Beer Man Beer, 100th episode with Genevieve Catfight Joy.
Oh, it's so exciting that I'm on the 100th episode. It
Oh,
was like
no,
an event.
That's it.
I need a lighter.
Oh, yeah.
Cannonball.
Cannonball time. Going deep. Down the hatch.
There
Tap.
we go.
Oh, yeah. It's Beer Man Beer. We're back with Genevieve Catfight Joy. Check out Just Genevieve wherever podcasts are found. Keg
Wow.
is shaking from that cannonball.
That was rough. I couldn't have done that.
Yo, you
What?
put a lot of
There
cherries
was
in
like
there, huh?
7
A lot of
cherries in a
cherries,
shot
man.
glass.
Yo, all those cherries are loaded with booze.
That's a lot of cherries, man.
Yeah, we had the cherry moonshine loaded with maraschino cherries. As
That's
our,
from Old Smoky, right?
yeah, Old Smoky.
That was good stuff.
Cannonball of choice.
Wow, that's hardcore, man.
Genevieve is here. Genevieve's are blonde this time around.
I
Last
am
time we
blonde
were-
this time around.
Yeah, I like the
just-
blonde better than the red. I'll admit it.
Right.
If my
Yeah?
opinion counts.
Yeah. Well, some people do. My mother does. Every time I decide to go blonde, she's like, "Oh, thank God." And then I go back to natural. She's like, "Why are you doing this to me?" I'm like, "But this is what I actually look like." And she's like, "We
and-
fixed it."
And you go, why did you do this to me?
Yeah, to her.
Because, I mean...
To her. It's an embarrassment to have a brunette daughter. My natural hair is like this reddish brown color, which I think is all right. But then I get bored of it, and I'm like, So we go back and forth.
Does the carpet match the drapes?
It does not.
No.
It does not match the drapes. And
No.
if you want to know if I've put in hardwood floors, the answer
She sounds
is
so
no.
fancy when she
No,
says it.
huh?
though.
No. Are there drapes or do you...
The drapes are up here.
Oh, I got you. Is there carpet?
You don't have any drapes.
No, I got no drapes. No.
You got no drapes. You're solely working with carpet, I assume.
Yeah, it's just all carpet. I'm all... and it's shag, baby. Shag.
Where was I going with this?
So you're telling
do
us
they
about
match?
your
They do
Berber?
not. They do not.
No.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
And they never did.
No.
Wow.
They never did,
This
because-
deserves another cannonball.
My carpet is black.
This is
believe
so
it or not.
awkward.
You seem nutty crunchy. Are you into like letting it go or what?
Am I into? I seem. What did I seem? What?
Nutty crunchy. I think you let you...
Natural.
All natural.
We're talking natural here.
Of course I'm natural. Yes. Somebody said that to me. They were like, "Do you have vagina hair?" And I was like, "I do, as does everyone over the age of 10."
But you let it go. You don't.
I choose not to get rid of it because I am of the opinion that any man who prefers a hairless vagina is a pedophile.
Oh, Jesus. I had to get her going.
Cannonball?
Cannonball. Cannonball time.
Where'd
this go?
You wanted, unbridled cat fight. Here you go.
Yeah, we want unleashed cat fight. Uncensored.
What's wrong with a hairless cat?
I mean, I used to have a hairless cat. I'll tell you something. That shit was $1,800, and it died on my floor. So, a lot of things.
I mean, like when I say you let it go, I mean, you like trim it down?
I mean, I leave it as it is.
As it is. You are full bush.
I am full 1971 edition.
70s porn bush. Great googly moogly.
Listen, you don't have to like it. I like it.
Meow, man, meow.
Maybe that's your problem. Why you can't get a dude.
I can get a dude. I get all the dudes.
Yeah, cross-eyed Thor, meat hooks. What are the dudes? Didn't you date a dude who was in a famous hair band?
Yes, and he was all about it. Oh, that guy grew up on 70s porn. Are you kidding me?
Because he's all about the bush.
That was his favorite thing, and yes, I did. He was a drummer for Skid Row.
Oh, Skid Row, that's right.
And he was like, oh, women never keep their bushes, and it drives me nuts. And I was like, you have come to the right place, my friend. He was thrilled.
Come to my carpet.
Oh, my.
Fuck you. It's beautiful.
All right, we'll take it.
Yeah, there we go. I can braid it, to mousse it.
You can part it down the middle.
Are you going to throw up in your mouth? Listen, at least I'm not going through my armpit hair phase anymore. Did you
have an armpit phase?
I sure did.
What is with that with these chicks,
little
man?
Paula Cole action.
I saw this photo on Instagram of Madonna's kid Lola, and she has big bushy armpits, and I thought it looked so cool. And then I was like, every time I see photos of girls with armpit hair, I like it, but it never occurred to me to do it. So I thought I'd try it out. Here's the problem. I thought that I would look like those sexy Italian girls, and I did not.
Or the French.
And I looked like neither because my armpit hair was the saddest. It was 3 strands after 6 months. So it didn't look like a choice. It just looked like I forgot to take a shower that day.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Eventually, I gave up. Also, my nieces were driving me nuts. They were like, "This is disgusting. You've got to knock this off."
Shot.
Cannibal. Make it stop. Please make it stop.
So much beaver hair talk on Beer Man Beer.
Make it stop.
Listen, whatever.
Oh my goodness, make it stop.
I'm still the hottest girl in 99.9% of comedy clubs, and we know.
All right,
true.
now is that a blessing or a curse to be a hot chick?
Goodness.
Listen, anybody who tells you it's a curse is a fucking liar. There's no one on this planet who wouldn't rather be hot than anything.
Is there ups and downs? Is there times where you're just leave me the fuck alone, or is there?
I mean, yeah, but yeah. But see, here's the thing, though. I think any woman has to deal with that.
Yeah, you're right.
No matter what, because
I don't know about any woman.
Most women.
I think there's a select few.
No, it's not select.
I think
it's
there's
not.
some beastly women out there.
I know, but the beastly ones attract the predators, right? Because they just figure they're easy. If a girl shows up looking terrible,
I get it.
Oh, that's how it works.
But it's true. Am I not?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
No, you don't think that there are guys out there who intentionally go for.
Oh, there are guys out there that do that.
They intentionally go for the girls that are not so attractive because they feel. Listen, I hear you people talk. I've spent the last, the better part of the last 15 years in a glorified locker room, and. They go, oh, fat girls are more grateful, which is a horrible thing to say. It is a horrible thing to no, but they do. They're like, oh, you should go.
They're more comfortable, definitely.
Girls, because they're more grateful to get laid, and I don't know that that's true, and I don't think that's true. But I know how men, the predatory ones, think. So I think that. I think no matter what you look like as a woman, you're going to get hit on and you're going to get annoying attention. However,
so there's a pot for every lid.
There is a pot for every lid.
Okay.
May not be a quality lid, but there is a lid. And this is the analogy I'm making, the girls, the pots.
Well, I got to tell you, one thing about you, and I listen to your show a lot, there are times where you stick up for the men to where a lot of women don't.
I do.
And we did go through a time, which is this Me Too period, which I think calmed down a little bit now. Thankfully. Where straight men aren't looked at as the enemy of the world like they were in this trendy time where everybody was like, oh, he made eye contact, let me call the National Guard.
Right.
Yeah, but that's all Hollywood based, man.
Well, I think
that's the extreme left.
I think that the Me Too thing it got off track in a way, and I understand that there was a purpose for it. I'm not like saying the whole movement was garbage, because I don't think that. I think that the problem is not just the men, though. That's my issue, is that we are both guilty. I think that men...
thank you for saying that. Mm-hmm. That both parties are guilty, because, I mean, for me, seeing, all these actresses that are like, oh, Harvey Weinstein, he did this. But, you bought into it and you did it.
Well, yes and no.
And that's the piece that really bothers me.
But that's a little bit of a simplification, because here's the thing, and I'll say this. When I was starting comedy, I wanted to be part of it just as much as everybody. I was there to do stand-up. I wanted to be friends with these people. And this is a factor that came to me as a woman. And that what happened was, if I was in an environment where, like there was this group that I was kind of in, and one of the guys liked me, and I wasn't even aware of it, but all the men rallied around this guy, and it all became about how he was going to, quote, get me.
Ooh.
Nobody asked me if I was interested. Nobody cared. They all just coached him on how to, quote, get me, like I was a thing. And as soon as I became desirable to somebody in the group, right, I was no longer a person. And I think that's what it really comes down to, is that suddenly I wasn't being treated as a person. I was being treated as something that somebody wanted. And if I didn't respond in the way that they wanted, then I was a bitch, or I was no longer welcome, or I wasn't cool anymore. But if I did respond, then I wasn't being honest, and that wasn't really fair either. And it stopped being about the job, and it started being about, well, how are we going to make Genevieve date this guy that I never wanted to date? And I was put in a very tricky position, and it was uncomfortable, and it was terrible. And it was because all of these guys didn't see me as a person anymore. And I think that's the issue when it comes to the workplace, is that you go there for a reason and you don't realize that you're walking in there and all anybody is seeing is whether or not they want to sleep with you. And that's what's determining how they talk to you, whether they talk to you. And that does need to change. And that is unfair. And it should be addressed.
And it's not just in comedy. It's probably in any business.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a room full of egos, too.
Exactly. And men are raised with a sense of entitlement in a way, because they're taught that they need to pursue women and that women want to be pursued, which we do by the right person, But there's this idea that if that men are in control of whether or not they get the girl, and that the word "get" has always really bothered me. But it's used on the other side too. Women go, "Get a guy. You've got to get the guy." What the fuck is get? We're human beings, and we're not. It's not a thing. And I think women dehumanize men just as much.
It's definitely an equality and all that.
Yeah, I think that women completely dehumanize men. I mean, I hear this all the time. Like, oh, I need to get a guy. Well, what does that mean for that guy? Is he a person? Like, does it matter how he feels? And there's a huge, I keep reusing this word, but dehumanization factor, I think. And if we're going to work together, which we didn't before. It was a lot easier to let slide, because it used to be men were at work and women weren't. And as times have changed and men and women have been spending more time together socially, it's kind of exploded. And I think that's what needs to be addressed. Not the fact that men are pigs and men need to feel like garbage and men can't flirt and women can't. None of that. It's just there has to be an understanding that we're all people and we need to treat each other as such. I don't know. Is that
wow.
That's it, man.
That's all I got.
That was the anthem, man. That was the anthem.
that is all I got is wow.
So I'm not saying that, the movement is a bad thing, but I think they made it about the wrong things. And it really turned into women against men, which makes it worse. Because that just fuels the whole thing.
Right. And if you look at how the media had twisted all of that, the media is to blame as well.
Well, the media is always to blame. I mean, the media
correct.
takes everything.
Well, because they have to
spins it
sell a
into
product.
something.
So they're going to
Right.
sell that in such a way that everybody looks bad.
And they do it in such a way that, really makes people who are angry or have an axe to grind, like feel like they're part of something. And then everybody hops on this bandwagon and it becomes about something that it shouldn't be about. And it's a much more solvable issue if people would just listen to each other and acknowledge that, we're all people.
We don't want to listen, though. We don't want to listen.
Nobody does. No.
Because now if we listen, there might be some common sense involved. And we don't know anything about common sense in this world anymore because, if we had common sense is dangerous. Mm-hmm. So by having common sense, now we can actually sit down and talk and we go, hey, listen, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about these issues.
That's it.
It's common sense.
Right.
Yeah. So how do you feel about these championship swimmers?
I
that
knew
had?
we were going here. I knew it. You just had to get me warmed up.
I know. I got to get you wild up.
Yeah. Like,
So
all
our
right.
parting gift
Oh.
is these champion
These
swimmers.
champion swimmers. Which champion swimmers are we talking about?
We're talking about pronouns, her,
Mm-hmm.
and can't go he, because that doesn't exist.
So, all right.
All right. I have no...
She and her.
There
So
we go.
these are men who identify as women who swept first, second, and third in
right,
the
listen.
swimming competitions.
I have no problem with men or women or men wanting to call themselves women, and I have no problem with these people wanting to swim.
Mm-hmm.
But they should not be swimming with the women who call themselves women who in fact are women. Okay? Why can't we make a third pool that there are women who used to be men who now want to be women, and I acknowledge that they exist, and I think it's perfectly fine for them to compete among each other.
where I think they shouldn't be.
We don't have to keep them out of the Olympics, but we
No.
need a third league if we're going to put them
I
in
agree
the
with
Olympics.
that, and I feel the same way for UFC or
Is that the
martial-
oddball league?
You know, when when a woman gets skull fractured by a woman who used to be a man, I think that's kind of like that's pushing the limits there. You know, that's
It's just I mean, I don't have a problem with these people existing among all the people and whatever, but they are not the same, and they deserve all the respect of any other human being, but they are something different. They just are.
Keep their gene
It
pool
is
out of my
not
pool.
the same. It's not the same, and it is an unfair advantage, and of course they were going to win. They have, they're built differently.
Because there's only two. A man and a woman. And if you choose to be a woman or a man, then you're recreating God's design.
Well, recreate away, but don't try to act like it's the same thing.
Maybe seek mental help. I'm just saying.
Wow.
how are you enjoying this Bad Sons whoop ass?
Am I enjoying my can of whoop
Listen.
ass? I like my can of whoop ass.
After she cracked that can of whoop ass, she gave us some whoop ass.
She did. She totally did.
Well,
You do not hold back, and that's what we appreciate about you,
Because that was a big old can of whoop ass.
Genevieve. Cat fight joy.
no, I feel like I was getting a little preachy there. People are going to be like, this is supposed to be funny. This wasn't very funny. So, where were we going with this?
Anyway.
What were we talking about? Oh, the swimmers. Yeah, no, I don't think that people should change the box on their gender and then get to join the Olympics on whatever team. I don't.
Or change their box to a pole.
To a pole. Change their... Do they do that? I don't know that they do. No, we're talking the other way around. Right? Was that an anatomy analogy? I thought that it was,
I
but
don't know. I think I had too many cannonballs.
I
I'm
think
not
you
sure.
definitely had too
Hey,
many
let's talk about the
cannonballs.
beers that we had on the show. Let's start off with I think that was the hit of the night, which was
Best beer of the night?
the big growler full of
Best
black.
beer of the night was the first beer of the
That's
night.
it. Black Helmet Brewing, Blood Orange Wheat. Pete, Steve, Sarah.
5.1.
Thank you guys. Barkhamstead.
Delicious. Send me a
That
case.
was solid.
Yeah.
That
Then
was truly
I
absolutely
think we
solid.
drank the last of it. So, Pete, we need you to make some more of this delicious brew.
We got to fix your growler.
Yeah, we have.
It's somewhere.
the corks in the ceiling.
We gotta pull it out still.
All right. So we say solid.
Solid.
Absolutely
I
solid.
think there
Delicious.
needs to be.
Solid.
It's phenomenal.
Amazing.
We're going like 10 times solid.
I would like to have more of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. This would definitely be a winner at one of the
Absolutely.
festivals.
I wish I got to taste the that gold medal standard.
Yeah, I did get to taste
The
that,
Oktoberfest.
and it was good. It was very good. We also had the stout here. The
Chocolate truffle?
Chocolate truffle stout.
Stouts?
Keg thought it was a hit. Genevieve and
I
myself
liked it.
were not such a fan. I don't know if Genevieve likes stouts.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if my vote should count because
You're not into dark beers, right?
no, it tastes like it tastes like gas in my mouth. But I feel like they're all like that.
Stouts, yeah.
Gas like
Yeah.
a fart? Gas,
Yeah, like a
or-
fart in my
like a
mouth,
fart, yeah.
or like I put my mouth around the exhaust pipe and just was like. So
All right, so
that's a nice
stouts are not
visual.
your thing.
Yeah, I think they're not my thing.
No, it's not.
What's the one you gave me that I liked? What was that called?
What's that?
Whoop ass.
No, this is the whoop ass.
No, this was the first one we had.
What was the first
That
one?
was the blood orange wheat. We went
But
over
what
it.
was the style? I'm trying to figure out what style of beer I like.
It's a wheat beer.
A wheat beer?
Yeah.
Yes, it's,
So
it's a
like I
wheat
go
beer.
to a bar and they're like, we have stouts and lagers and wheat beers. Will I sound knowledgeable or will I sound like a moron?
You sound
You
knowledgeable.
might sound knowledgeable.
All right, I'll
The
try.
bartender may not have any idea what you're talking about, but it was good. Good
Excuse me.
beer.
And the can of whoop ass is fine. I mean, it's not that stuff, but it's good. This is good.
This is good. I'm glad you like that. Shout out to everybody at Bad Sons for.
I like Bad Sons, and I like your artwork. I like your good job all around, Bad Sons.
But the beer for you, beer of the night, was Black Helmets.
Fuck yeah,
Now, man,
Black Helmet's
Unbelievable.
orange wheat beer.
That shit
Yes.
was good.
so damn good. So damn good.
So what were we saying? Oh, there was something you wanted me to tell you guys about,
Oh.
right?
Oh, you're right. Yes.
All right. So on the subject. Of the Olympics and the swimmers and the whatnot. Right. So I have a girlfriend who's got a little. She once had a little girl, and now she has a teenage boy. And
Is her name Jazz? Or his name? No, never mind. Forget it.
so wait, the thing went black. Do we need to fix the black thing? No, we don't need to fix the black
We're
thing.
good. We're good.
Can we edit the part out where I talked about a black thing, or are we gonna leave it in?
No, we can't.
This is a bit confusing for the listeners, so I don't know
we'll
what
cut
she's
it out.
talking about. Okay, it's good. All right, where was I? So yeah, so you know, I went to Scotland. I visited my friend there. I meet this delightful little girl, Hannah, right? And Hannah was just so sweet, pretty little thing with a blonde curls. I mean, like a dream of a little child. And now it's 5 years later, and Hannah has become Levi. And and Levi was a they, them. Now Levi is a he. And so I actually asked Abigail, I said, where did she, what's with Levi? Like, where did that name come from?
Why not Henry?
Why not Henry, right? Or
I mean, it sounds very close, very similar.
Hannah, what else do we go? Anything but Levi, right? It's not even Scottish. It's like a Jewish name. Like, where did this even come from?
Exactly,
right?
yeah, exactly.
So I said, Levi. And we were on FaceTime, and she goes, Levi. And I'm like, yeah, I heard you. Where'd you come up with the name? Fuck if I know. I said, you didn't ask about the name? And she goes, Jen, I've got so many questions. You think the name is like even on the list?
That's the worst of her problem.
Yeah. So like she'll call me after she's had a bunch of drink, and the time change is all wackadoodle. So she'll call me. It's like 2 a.m. in the UK, and she's like, "You're not missing anything. Everyone's so happy when you have a baby. Everybody loves a baby. Just wait till it's 11 and it's autistic and it's transgender and it hates your guts." Like.
I just had this vision of Mike Myers.
It is. That's exactly.
Hey, move! He's gonna cry himself to death on his humongous pillow.
Mike Myers.
If you want my butt, and you think I'm sexy.
That is how everyone in Scotland sounds. I love this chick, and her mother is like so fucking adorable. When I was living in Scotland, I went to visit her. And when I went back to visit, the mother drove all these hours to take me to lunch. I hadn't seen her in over 10 years. And I said, it's so nice of you to be here, Jane. And she's like, oh, well, I had to take you to lunch when I heard you were in Edinburgh. I mean, I just remember the day when Abigail said she was bringing a friend home from uni. And knowing Abigail, what was she going to bring? You could have been black as night for all I knew. And then I see this adorable blonde on my stairs, and I went, oh, Ab, that's nice. So the kid, right? The kid was just the most perfect little girl, and I don't know what the hell happened. So Abigail tells me that she brought the kid and all her the friends to a convention, like an anime convention, because of course they're into anime, right? And they go to this thing, and she's like, I felt like at the convention everyone was LGBT. I didn't see another straight person there. Of course, I wouldn't have known. And I said, well, did you look for the people without a flag? And she kind of laughed, and I said, is there a straight flag? And I was, it was just a thing, right? The kid, she's on speakerphone. The kid yells and furious. He's like, you don't got a flag when you were never oppressed. I'm so sorry. Wait a minute. You're 12 fucking years old, and you have
what do you know about oppression?
What do you know about oppression? In 2022, this child gets so much approval for whatever's going on, and the mother. I mean, the funniest thing too. So I didn't know this. There's a flag. Goodness. There is a flag. There is a gay homophobic flag. No, a gay transphobic flag. And I was like, we almost ordered a gay transphobic flag. And I went, there's a transphobic what does that mean? And she's like, it's for men who are gay men, but they're only interested in men that are, sexual origin is men. Huh? And I said, wait, so there's men that are gay, but they don't want trans men, right? So that's like, if I'm straight and I only want men that are natural men, that makes me transphobic? So I said, so if men don't want to be with trans men are the ones that started out as women, right?
Right.
So if a man is gay and he wants a gay flag, but he wants it known that he doesn't want the trans men, he wants men that were born penis men, right? That's transphobic. And I said, is it really phobic? Are they saying they're afraid of the trans, or they hate them, or are they just saying that's their preference, right? Can't they have a preference?
Why do they need a flag?
There's flags for everything. There's flags for everything. So don't even get me started on why is there
why did they steal the rainbow?
There's a flag. So I said, is that really phobic? The kid, once again, this is when she chooses, chooses to pipe up.
Oh, these pronouns.
And the kid goes, it's transphobic because it implies that they're not real men if they were born a woman. Just because they were born a woman makes them not a real man. And I did not say...
Like Scoob!
I said, this is very confusing.
How bizarre.
Levi.
Bizarre.
But the thing
is,
Gracie. The kid...
Levi wore his war runes like a clown.
But it's very hard as a mother.
He called his wife Jesus.
I mean, could you imagine, right, how you handle... And the thing is, my friend, right, she's really struggling with this because loves a kid and wants to do everything, right? But she has said, you want to dress like a boy and be he and whatever. You want us to call you Levi, we'll call you Levi. We'll do whatever you want. But no permanent changes, no hormones, no surgery. It's like none of this unless you're an adult. And the kid is pissed, and the LGBT community is pissed, and, and the brother is mad that she's even entertaining that. It's like no matter where she goes with this, like, she's wrong, right? But the thing is, with the hormones and stuff, my friend, one of my friends had a niece who's doing this, right? When she was like 13, she was a they them, okay? She buzzed her hair, she dressed like she was going to a Cranberries concert in the 90s.
Oh, not Melissa Etheridge?
Or war in Soviet Poland, right? That was her
or
look.
a Joan Jett concert?
Or Joan Jett concert. And she was a they, you know. Fast forward 3 years, now she's Charlotte again. She's got her hair's grown out. She's wearing dresses.
They plural?
They used to be plural. Now, here's the thing. Do you say they are when you're talking about people, or do you say they's coming? They's.
Well, they are.
Pronouns, pal, pronouns.
No, it's confusing. I don't know why we don't just come up with a new word. Why are we altering the English language? They is plural. I agree.
Because they've taken over. What was that movie with Roddy Piper?
They live.
They live.
There's a Marina Franklin.
Yeah.
She's like she said, when I say, like, my problem with it is that I feel like I sound like a runaway slave. They's coming. She can pull it off. It's hilarious.
Why do they have to?
And she bugs her eyes out really big. It's hilarious.
They have to bastardize
The English language.
The English language. Why?
Because he shall be Levi, and he shall be a good man. I don't know.
It's something.
Genevieve, where can we see you?
Where can you see me?
Yeah. I mean, I can see you right now, but
you can see
where
me
can fans
right
see
now.
you?
Fans can see me. All right, so my Instagram used to be Catfight Joy with an O, and it was hacked and stolen by some hacker.
That bastard.
So I've started again. My Instagram is still Catfight Joy, but it's a 0, which you'll find because the other one is like missing. Anyway, you can find me there, and I will post all my appearances. I will be in New York for the next few days, but by the time this pod is casted, I'll probably be back in Los Angeles.
You probably will. You listen to it in your lovely home with your cat.
With my cat and my dog, old Aunt Mildred.
Aunt Mildred, yes, indeed.
Aunt Mildred.
Old Aunt Mildred.
What an awesome bulldog, man.
She's an awesome
And you'll
bulldog.
get to see what we leave in and what we cut out of this episode.
And I'm all around. I always post where I am. If you're in the LA area, come to a show. If not, Just Genevieve, wherever pods are casted. And also, you can head over to my Patreon and you can become a patron of more than Just Genevieve. I know nobody does that, and they probably won't. But it's there. It exists for you.
And rent Mother's Day, the film, and you'll see Genevieve.
I think it's on Netflix now, so it's easy to get. Mother's Day,
the movie.
the movie.
I thought it was good.
Jason
I'm glad you
Sudeikis.
thought it was good. I thought it was good too.
Who was it? Was Julia Roberts in that? I don't know.
Julia Roberts was in it, and I auditioned for one of the actual roles. And
You
Gary
got bumped
Marshall.
by Julia Roberts?
No, Gary Marshall calls me into his office, and I said, "How was my screen test?" And he said, "You read good, but you're not right for the part." And I said, "Which part?" And I swear to God, he goes, "Any of the parts." It's like a cast of 1,000. There's no way I'm that bad an actress. So he goes, "I had another thought. Comedy."
Hey, I thought your part as a comedian was great.
It was fabulous. And he did that for me. He actually wrote that in and had them use my real name and my real joke. So, yeah.
That was perfect.
It was pretty cool. It was great.
And I felt cool watching. I was like, wow, look, I know her.
Yeah.
She's been at the house, man. Look at that. Famous people come to Keg's house.
Yeah.
It's a great house.
You might be the most famous person we've had here.
Really?
No, we've had a guy who's been on television 10 years getting beat up by King Kong Bundy and Jake the Snake Roberts. We had
Jake the Snake. Wait a minute. The guy that opens for Jake the Snake is like this doofus in L.A. He's a comic. Wow, God, what's his name? Billy.
I don't know.
Anyway, he always talks about Jake the Snake. He's like, "I'm going on the road with Jake the Snake." We're like, "No, okay, you know."
With the snake,
It's claim
man.
to fame.
We've had Miss Teen USA has been here, Breezy.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. We're working on
You've
getting
had
more.
Dustin Chafin,
The Cowboy, yeah.
the cowboy.
The Cowboy, yeah.
I think he's a bigger deal than me.
Cowboy shit right there.
We had some good promos by Jamie Jossa from Hatebreed.
Yeah.
There we
And
go.
Frank, don't forget Frank.
The Sandman from ECW.
And,
Well, you know,
the
I'm-
Hodge twins.
Hodge
I,
yeah.
had the
I
Hodge twins.
might be able to hook you up with a guy that's saying itsy bitsy teeny weeny.
Can you make that happen?
I could totally
That
make
would
that
be
happen.
great.
And he
If
would be
we-
100% down.
Oh,
Very
we
cool.
take it. We'll take it, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
How about I
Say
wonder
goodnight,
if-
Gracie.
I wonder if the guy who sang Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini I'm wondering. Does he know this guy?
He might, Rabbit. He might.
Closing it out with a little Georgie Flame and Georgie Fame and the Blue Flames.
Oh.
Your mom ever date this guy?
Did my mom ever did that? Too bad.
He's still around. He's in his 70s. Might be a good husband for you.
That maybe be a good husband for me. Still out, still looking.
I say yeah. Oh yeah. Follow Beer Man Beer.
Follow Catfight Joy.
Follow us all.
Follow us all.
That's it, man.
And don't forget to hit subscribe when you go on to YouTube.
Subscribe on YouTube.
And if you're on iTunes, leave all the stars and
leave all the stars.
happy comments.
Say nice things to us. If you want to say mean things, just email us on the low.
And we're on Podbean.
Do it privately.
Podbean, yeah. Podbean. And we'll catch you next time on Beer Man Beer.
I'm trembling slow, but pretty baby, I want you all for my own. I'm even ready to leave those others alone.